This episode is sponsored by Scotch Porter. Y'all niggas really need to start taking better care of yourselves. Out here looking dingy and dusty, wondering why y'all look 50 when y'all really 30. Looking like a zombie from The Walking Dead. If you head to scotchporter.com right now and use the code SI10, you get 10% off all products for your skin, hair, and beard. So maybe your beard would finally connect. Head to scotchporter.com right now and use the code SI10. Welcome to another episode of Sophisticated Ignorance. I am Steven.
And I'm Nieema.
What's the lack of energy?
I don't know. I had a gas bubble and I was like, please don't burp while you're talking. Please don't burp while you're talking.
Oh,
I'm
you were
back.
just talking to yourself?
Yes. I'm back, guys.
We're all back.
We're all back. Yes, Vixon is back too.
Yes, and we finally got a third mic.
After what, 2 years?
Only took 2 years of
Yeah.
it.
Not a contest.
So anytime you hear like random laughing, or if you ever watch the videos and you see us react to certain shit,
It's
that
'cause
was
of
usually
Vixon.
because of Vixon.
Yep.
So,
Shit.
Now it makes sense. Make it make sense. And it makes sense now. So we took 2 weeks off. 1 week I refused to do an episode without Nieema as she was in recovery. And then we were supposed to have a guest last week, but that kind of fizzled out. So yeah, now we're back and don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of the words to that.
Yeah, that's all I had to.
It's not like we dropped off the face of the earth.
It feels longer than that sometimes.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know,
it really do.
Especially
It's
for
like
me,
that
because I
crazy.
think it's been more like 3 weeks for me. It seems like
It's been 3 weeks for you.
Yeah, it's been
Since
3
the
weeks.
last show that you've
Yeah,
been on?
since Love Was Quarrel. Yeah, I haven't been here for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's only been 3 weeks? That shit felt like 2 months.
Yeah, like it be feeling crazy.
It does.
It really do. And then so much be going on in your personal life or just shit in general.
That adds
And be
on
like, yo,
years.
I want to talk about it. And then it's like, wait, I can't.
No, like no.
I'm not talking to y'all peons. Like, I gotta wait till I record this.
Talking my shit about it, so
Yeah.
everyone can hear it.
That's nuts.
So this week we gotta just focus on, why Nieema was gone for like the past
Let's
couple
get into our
of weeks.
business. Let's get into our business.
Word. We gotta air out all her dirty laundry.
I guess.
Cause that nigga never mind.
No,
This time
say
it's
it.
not about a nigga though.
It's really not.
Whoa!
It usually never
Whoa.
is. Shut up. It's not. Don't do
Whoa!
that. Don't do that. It never really is.
Whoa!
Stop it.
So, like Nieema mentioned, she was having surgery. So
Yes.
I don't know how many people really inquired about what kind of surgery you was doing, or I don't know if people reached out to you prior to it. Because I mean, for the most part, we didn't really discuss it on the show. You probably like briefly mentioned it, and I think you
here and there.
fully mentioned it like the week up to the actual
Yeah.
surgery. But besides that, there was very little information
Yeah.
that we gave everybody. So by all means.
Well, no one that actually listens to the show actually contacted me or anything like that.
Y'all niggas is trash.
I don't know.
Y'all
I was
have
about to
one
say- I
job.
was just about to say trash.
I don't
Automatic.
know. I don't know if they just rather listen to us and not really connect with us in that kind of way. I don't know. Maybe you guys could fill me in on that. But no one that listens to the show actually says something. Unless I know one personally, whatever the case.
That makes sense.
Shout out to Anthony, our engineer. He asks like every second.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's like really dope.
Yeah, he's like a person.
I love
He's like a person.
Stop.
He has
He
everybody.
is a person.
Unlike others.
So after the surgery, whatever, I did try to keep everybody up to date with what was going on, but I never really said what kind of surgery I had.
Mhm.
But I was appreciative of people who did say, hey, I know I don't know the specifics of the situation, but I'm glad you're feeling better. So what happened was I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a form of weight loss surgery.
Okay.
I had that done. VSG, laparoscopic, sleeve gastrectomy, whatever you want to call it. That's
Half of those words I can't spell.
that's what I had, and it was initially supposed to be a 6-month process. That's what they tell you. Mine actually turned into an 8-month process because of the 6-month. Something kind of got mixed up as far as my last 2 appointments with my therapist, and I had to do a sleep test to make sure I didn't have sleep apnea, and that kind of got mixed up. And we tried to rush it, but my surgeon and her assistant wasn't sure how long that was going to take. So we ended up pushing my last final appointment back a month. So that's what happened. And it takes a couple of weeks for my insurance and like everybody, my primary care doctor and the surgeon to get on the same page. So it's 6 months, but it can go into 6.5, 7 months at
Okay.
times. So I had that done on the 20th of April, the Friday. I had it done. It involved me seeing my primary care doctor about 6 times during the process. I saw my surgeon about twice. I saw the nutritionist about 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really good. Like shout out to Mount Sinai and Dr. Zach and Karali and Rebecca.
No,
They
don't
were
shout
like,
them out unless they're gonna sponsor us.
they were my team. They're absolutely amazing. Like they're my team and they're awesome
Oh, you got a
people.
new squad with you, dog?
No, shut up. They were good. I was able to like call them and text them whenever I needed help or I had a question about something.
They take no like Snapchats like Dr. Miami.
No, I wonder. No,
You said you wondered.
I would have loved that though. He'd be like
What?
famous. Cause like I always said I wanted to go see Dr. Miami, and I already have like a list of songs.
You
I want
really
to
wanted him
sing.
to be playing like Drake
him to
Nice for
work
What
on
while
I
he
have-
cuts you up?
Yes, I have a list of songs I want him to play
Stop.
for
Pause a
me.
moment. You want him to do work on you?
Yeah, I mean I'm not sure. Like I'm slimming down nicely, and I don't have any loose skin yet for the amount of weight that's lost. But
Miami's just sort of
I
fucking
do
up,
want to get certain things done, and I would like him to do it.
Okay.
What's his Yelp review?
What's his Yelp review?
How many stars you got?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I had to do like blood work all the time, change the way I ate. It was just a long process. Like Steven and Vixon know a lot of times on my days off I spent 2 whole days going back and forth to the doctors.
Mhm.
A whole lot.
So currently, what's your health like right now? Like,
Um
I mean, I'm just asking that for the sake of asking because
Yeah.
I know how you feel. 'Cause,
yeah.
I make sure to
right.
keep an eye on you because I
That's
know
not
how you get.
creepy.
Right now I'm fine.
No, it's not even creepy because she's the type. The doctor would give her orders, and then she's like, "Nah, I got this." And then it's like, I think the first day she tried to do something,
I did, and I hurt myself. I was
and
like,
she hurt
"Fuck."
herself, and I was like, "You know what you are? You that old lady from the Life Alert commercial." And I fucking I fell off the bed.
And you know what it is about that? Well, let me answer. My health is fine right now. I didn't have poor health before. It was just that I was very young, and I gained a substantial amount of weight within 4.5, almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was due to I don't mean to talk about it, but I had an eating disorder from like 13 up until like my late 20s. So when you stop with any kind of addiction, your body goes through like a big change. And a lot of times with, addicts, they gain a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And having an eating disorder caused other internal things that was going on with me. So I was on medication that had steroids in it. And if you know what steroids do, steroids automatically bulk you up. So I was bulking up off of that medication and then dealing with other issues as far as like fertility. So I was on medication for that. So it's like all this medicine, and then you stop one addiction, and then it's like, oh, okay, well now I can eat food, but I never had a good relationship with food, so I could still go a whole day and not eat, and then eat one big meal. So it's like I'm eating this one huge meal with all these calories and fat. So my body is storing it. It's not breaking it down. My metabolism is completely shot for like over 10, 15 years of not eating properly. Plus the steroids, so it's just like the weight was slowly catching up with me. And I didn't realize how much weight I gained until I started recording the show. And I was like, oh, bitch, no, I don't want no pictures of me.
Also, it's my fault.
Don't post anything.
Yeah, definitely Vixen's fault.
Nothing. I don't want to see anything.
Yeah, you
horrible.
definitely used to piss me off because we would get photo shoots done or
And
video
I'd be like, you
shots
better not
done,
post that picture.
and I'd be like, "The fuck you
Don't-
talking about?"
It's all right.
Like,
Don't post that
No,
picture.
but I get that.
or you
Yeah.
tell me to crop specific areas. I'm like, yo, come on, fam.
No, but you're a guy.
Like,
You
well,
don't
I
understand
understand,
those
I understand.
insecurities, yeah. And then coming from a place of always having an eating disorder and your body and the way you look always being pushed in the forefront. As far as my family, being from the South, all they do was talk about your weight. So it's
That's every
yeah,
black
even the
family.
Caribbean, yeah. So like that's always been a thing for me. I've always been a very thick, curvy girl, and yeah. So a lot of times I'd be like, Steven, do not post that picture, my nigga. If you post, I'm gonna delete it. Like.
And then I changed the password, and then you didn't have access.
I didn't. So I was so tight and I want to talk to him for a few days. So
You got over it.
all those things led to me thinking about getting a surgery, but I initially didn't get the surgery done until like a year and a half later. Cause I was scared. I was like, nah, I don't want to.
Okay, so
Go
it was
through all that.
it was more the fear that
It was the fear, and it was like, no, I could do it by myself. Like I don't need anybody to help me. But then when it was like counterproductive when you're on all this medicine, and
Mhm.
then my back was shot. I have sciatica, so my sciatic nerve is.
Yo,
fucked
all
up,
these
too.
medical terms, I checked out.
And that's kind of messed up. You know what it is? It's a nerve in your lower back. And when that shit just triggers, it can the pain shoots down from your lower back to your butt muscle, to the back of your thigh, to your knee, all the way down to your leg on your left side. So you literally can't move. So it was days where I couldn't, out of nowhere, for like a good hour and a half, I'm at work. I couldn't work. I couldn't stand up. And I couldn't put my foot down on the floor because the nerve was just so tight it wouldn't move.
You got paperwork for that?
And it's
like,
literally...
take some time off?
I did for a little while.
I would have kept that for a long run.
But I'm
milking this.
That's gonna be that's pretty much gonna be for the rest of my life. It can act up when it wants to, or don't act up. It's just something that happens.
Oh, it's nice outside.
No.
Woo, my back is starting.
I need to stay home today. So yeah, that's what led me to getting it done. And Yulia she's like a really good doctor on the east side, low east side.
So with I mean, you basically explained like everything you was dealing with. Was there ever a point where your health was so severe where it was like, all right, this is my only option?
Yeah, I think it came down to, I want to say July
of last year.
I think it was June, and I reached out to her assistant, and I had a conversation with her. I was like, listen, I really don't know how this works. I don't necessarily have a referral from my primary care doctor. I just want to know what all the information you could give me about possibly making a decision to get this surgery done. My health was completely fine, other than like little things here and there with like fertility and my back and stuff, and being overweight. I didn't have diabetes, high blood pressure, nothing. But because I was young, and I'm short, and weight takes place, it can happen in the future. And so I got it under control. And it wasn't like I could necessarily go to the gym because I had a trainer, but because my back was messed up. If I'm training with my trainer, my back get messed up, they can get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
So then it was like, well, we need to figure, like, you need to lose some amount of weight to go back in the gym the way you want to. And it just wasn't coming off fast enough for me and what I needed. So that's how I came to that decision to actually get it done.
So, okay. So I think you already spoke about this, about it being like a 6 to 8 month process.
Yeah.
So really break it down, like what were like the necessary changes that you had to make?
As far as food?
Within that process. Like food, like anything physically you had to do?
Yeah, I had to make sure I at least walked more. So everybody has an iPhone, if not you have a Fitbit.
But you love your Uber.
I do, but, I'm not going to walk from Harlem way down to fucking Wall Street.
That's wild.
That's
first of all.
Not doing that.
Yeah, but you be Ubering for like 5 blocks. Got him.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to walking, you really just gotta like retrain your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, between like walking.
It's like the situations where you probably take a train like 2-3 stops. You could probably walk it.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case that I wasn't walking, because when I'm home in Harlem, I walk everywhere because it's like I know my neighborhood. I can walk from where I live at 10-20 blocks up to 135th because it's like you're stopping, you're talking. Like that wasn't an issue, but it was like compared to me working. And like going to school and doing other stuff, I wasn't getting as many walks in because like I'm walking, I'm hopping on the train to go this place and then getting off and like it wasn't.
At work, you're more stationary.
At work, I'm stationary for like a good 6-7 hours, so I'm not really walking anywhere. So only time I would actually get my walks in was like the weekends. So it's like on the weekends I'm getting in 10,000 steps Saturday and Sunday, but then the rest of the week is only getting to like 3,000, 5,000. So it was coming up short. So to make sure I walked, like I said, I wasn't eating. And I had to make sure I ate breakfast, and that was like the hardest thing for me.
Yeah, I definitely have yelled at you numerous times about that.
Yeah, to eat breakfast, that was like the hardest thing for me because I naturally get up, I shower, I get dressed, do my makeup, and I go straight to work and I work. So I wasn't necessarily eating. So one of the main things my nutritionist said, she said you need to eat. If you don't eat and I find out you're not eating, you're not going to get the surgery. So even now I have to keep a food diary of every single thing I eat to make sure it adds up to the right amount of protein I need a day and the right amount of water that I have for the day. And that was before as well. I had to get at least 60 ounces of water in a day and make sure I eat breakfast.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not, but when you think about it, like how often are we really making sure we take time to have 60 ounces of water a day?
I mean, I try to drink. Well, I try to drink a lot of water during work. Yeah. At least, because you get
dehydrated.
Yeah, but you have a different. But you're in a unique situation where, well, not unique, but you're in a different situation where you get to be sitting at a desk for, I guess, a majority of your time.
Sitting all day is not great either.
Yeah, that's not healthy either. But you at least are there to constantly remind yourself, like you have water access, as opposed to somebody that's more in the service industry where you're constantly having to deal with everybody else as opposed to dealing with yourself.
And that was one of the, I'll get into that later about going back into work. Being at work and it's so busy all the time. I'm in the salon.
Yeah,
setting.
you
forget.
Like, fuck,
I ain't drink water for a whole hour.
I've definitely been in situations where I was like, I felt hungry, but because work is so busy, I get caught up in that. And by the time you remember to eat, it's like, fuck it, I'm about to leave and go home anyway.
Yeah, like I'll just eat later on. And that's how I got caught up. Like I'll like have lunch at like 1 o'clock, and then I'm not eating again unless I go home or we're going out to dinner for drinks later on. So it's like 10 hours of me just not eating, and that was a big issue because nothing was really changing. I think in the 8-month process, my weight fluctuated up and down the whole entire time, 2 and 3 pounds the whole entire time. It fluctuated. It just never was easy for me to keep it consistent.
Yeah, because it was definitely a process. It involves a lot.
Yeah,
doing that
mentally too. Because I got to a point I was like, I fucking quit. Like, when, I think it was like February, and I was like, I have to wait another month. I was like, just forget it. Like, I don't want to. It's canceled. Like, over. I don't want to.
That's over. It's canceled.
Don't want to do it no more. Like, since I was ready to square up with the assistant. Like, man, like I told you, I was already having. I can't make an appointment with your therapist unless you refer me. So even if I make the appointment, you still got to send a referral. So I'm still gonna be waiting for you. So why didn't you do that in the beginning? So when I told my surgeon. And she's very stern. I was like, I've been asking since November. And she was like, excuse me. And then it was like a big uproar in the office. So we good now. But at that moment, I know her sister was like, this little bitch. And I'm looking at her like, I wish you would.
She don't want no smoke.
I got these pounds on me.
Right? Like, what's good, man?
Where you start bouncing around like a boxer?
Bouncing around. Bouncing.
But no. I had water in my mouth.
So... what's the details like involved in the surgery? Like what exactly did they do to you?
Well, I wish I could show you. I showed my scars on my Instagram story.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And I sent Steven a video when I was like legit second day out the hospital, and I was just like swollen. Like I looked like almost I was 6 months. Probably, I didn't have a bra. I don't know. My stomach was swollen. I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. So what happened is I went and my mom went with me. It's Mother's Day too, so shout out to all the Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Agreed.
My mother went with me. She was fucking nervous. She was like ready to cry every second.
She
I
faked
went in.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that later. How your family and stuff reacted.
Definitely. So my appointment was at 3, but I had to be there at 12. I wasn't nervous. I don't know what it like. Even a week leading up to it, I wasn't nervous, and my coworkers kept asking me. But I went in, and I had to change. I had to literally take everything off. I had to take off. I have no nails right now. I had to cut my nails down, take off all my polish and everything. Took my wig off, so I haven't worn a wig in like a month already. And
Did your face be beat still?
I just started wearing makeup because I had to go back to work. But,
she's back.
I'm back. I got a lot of new makeup I ordered, so I'm ready.
I'll take off the nails, but not the Fenty.
Not the Fenty. I'm not taking that off. The crazy part is they gave me these fucking needles. I still have bruises underneath my arm. They had to give me a needle for blood clotting. Mm-hmm. That way my blood won't clot, because in order to get to surgery, your BMI has to be a 40. Mine was 48.
BMI is
body mass index.
Okay.
So weight versus height. I guess that's how that goes. Yeah, your weight based on your height. So mine was 48, and I was 30 at the time. The most you can be to go in is 40. So that's a fucking lot, right then and there. So I had to get the shot, that way I won't blood clot while I'm laying down on the table when they go inside of me. Mm-hmm. And they actually walk you into the freaking the OR room, the surgery room. Like, I walked in there, you see it literally looks like Grey's Anatomy. I'm not even kidding you. The big fucking light over the bed. All these things to strap me
Where's
down.
Where's McDreamy?
To strap me down like I'm Jesus. Then I looked to my right, and it was a table with all these fucking tools and, like, these big-ass, like, weed whackers. And I was just like, oh, shit, I'm scared now. Like, I wasn't scared before, but I'm just kind of scared now. Like,
I forgot something in the car. I'll be
right
back.
Like, you know what?
In her bed.
Like, I was joking. I was kidding. Don't even want it done. I'm just going to call Dr. Miami, see what he can do
Psych!
for me.
The gag is,
I quit. Tell my insurance, don't even
Hold
need
up, wait a minute.
Y'all thought I was with it. Like, I'm not. Y'all thought I was with it. sis, I gotta go. You know, keep that 14 racks. Save it for me. Maybe I'll be back. Right now, I quit. It was scary because like the table was really small, so I sat on it and they strapped me down. The only things that the doctors, I keep saying this, they were really, really nice. Mm-hmm. I met up with the anesthesiologist a week before to go over the medication I was on, vitamins and everything else. And yeah, they strapped me down. They put the IV in me. That medicine was lit. I wish I could get some more.
Fucking junkie.
And I woke up, and the next one, they put you in a room so the anesthesia could wear off. Uh-huh. And I woke up, and I felt horrible. Like, I wish I can explain that pain. And everybody who had the surgery done said they wasn't in pain. Suck my dick because y'all lied to me. Because that shit hurts so bad. Like, I can't even explain that pain to y'all. And I have tattoos, piercings, and everything, but that pain is something I can't even find a word. It's like I couldn't move, and the inside of my core was cut open. Of course, they went in my stomach. And so everything you do comes from your core. You sit up, you stand up, you turn over, and just imagine being ripped open and cut open. So what they do is they go in 5 different points in your abdomen area. They cut the fat off your liver, and they have a tool that they pretty much cut your stomach in half. So my stomach is like a banana. So think of the width, the fullness of a very small banana, and that's how big my stomach is right now. And 2 weeks before that, I was on a liquid diet, so I could only have shakes and water and chicken broth and like popsicles. It's not bad. I was feeding for that chicken broth when I got home, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to have this chicken broth when I get home. Any kind of flavor was helpful.
So how long they kept you for? What, 2 days? No, a day and a half.
Yeah, like a day and a half. Cause you could leave. One lady left the next day. We had our surgery around the same time.
There was like a group of y'all that.
It was cause I had one of the top doctors, so she had 2 patients that day. I came in the afternoon. The other patient must have came in the morning.
Did y'all become besties and like?
No, she was an older lady, and something was wrong with her. I feel like she was just, when I saw her at the at our post-op appointment that we had with the nutritionist, we did it in like a group kind of thing, because within a week a few people had the surgery done. So my nutritionist just did a one big full meeting instead of calling everybody like separately, because it would have took a long time. And she was just nasty. Like, she had an attitude. She was upset. She was complaining. I'm like, bitch, you did this for all the wrong reasons. And she seemed, and she had a problem with getting her pain medicine, so I kind of felt like she was on drugs, and they didn't want to give her certain medications because she didn't get the same thing I had. But no, we didn't become friends. I went in Friday and I left Sunday afternoon. By the time Sunday afternoon came, I was able to slowly get out the bed on my own. Like, I didn't need help getting out the bed. The first day, I couldn't move in my bed. That bed was so lit. I wish I could buy it. But I had to, like, raise the bed up, lower my legs down, and then it turned into, like, a full-on recliner. So a lot of times I had to hold onto the bed and have a nurse, like, swing my feet around and help me get up and go to the bathroom. So, yeah, that shit was, like, a lot. Gotham Boutique, owned by sisters Nieema Simone and Tiara Monet, is your go-to for all of your beauty needs, offering services in eyelash extensions, microblading, skincare, permanent makeup, and one-on-one classes, and of course, makeovers. Use promo code GBSI to receive 15% off your service. Studio, based out of Sweden, is revolutionizing the way people look at headphones. My favorite is the Trade Design. Designed for the active lifestyle, the Trade is sweatproof with exceptional mic clarity and Siri voice control. Each set comes equipped with a leather case for safe storage in your bag, 3 air wing tips for a custom and comfortable fit, as well as up to 9 hours of battery life. With full sound transparency, you can listen to your favorite tunes without losing touch of your surroundings. We've teamed up with Studio to offer you a great deal. Use discount code IGNORANCE to receive 15% off. After the first 2 days, you're fine because you could pretty much move on your own. They want you to walk so you don't get blood clots. They kept me on a lot of blood clotting medicine. I had morphine every 8 hours, and I had codeine in between those hours for the pain. One of the nurses, Switzerland, she was dope. She helped me like clean myself and like wash myself up. And I never actually thought that this process, you would literally have to learn how to, like, you're like a toddler all over again. Like, I had to learn how to walk again. Had to learn how to breathe properly. And before I went in, the nurses, because before I went into surgery, my mom was sitting in the room with me, and the nurse was like, just remember, breathe in and breathe out. And they gave me like a machine, and I'm like, what the fuck is this machine for? Like, no one told me how to use it, so I left it at the hospital. And when I got home, my sister was like, did you take it? I'm like, no, I didn't take it. She was like, that's what helps you, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck. So trying to walk and breathe at the same time was like a problem, because everything is so small right here now.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything is like healing. So it just felt like everything was
your
like
body's like overworking.
Yeah. So that was hard, learning how to walk and stand up. So when I did go outside, I didn't have a cane, so I took the shopping cart so I could like hold on to it. And me being myself, everybody's telling me to relax. I was like, no, I can walk to 125th Street. I'll be fine. I walked 2 blocks and I was like,
Dub City.
My sister was like, yeah, so we got to put you in the cab. So I had to get in the cab. She had to help me in the cab. And then going back, I had an Uber driver who's really nice. He helped me get in the Uber, helped me get out the Uber, helped me get like my shakes and stuff. And he made sure, I got to my building or whatever.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
They
They don't. Yeah, some of them. I tipped him too, because
I would definitely pay extra money to have like one Uber driver forever.
I really would too. Like,
Yes.
if I already have like 2 Uber drivers, I wish I could have like all the time. They're really dope. They really
I
dope.
Wait, but don't you get their number though? Can't you just like, yo, Ubers?
You
That's
could
different.
You could. You
But
could
that
text.
would
You
be-
could probably,
I don't know if
depending
that
on y'all
works.
relationship, you
I
could
don't-
probably text them, but like, yo, you in the area, like.
But I'm a female texting a dude probably like, hey, you in the area? I need a ride. That might come off kind of weird.
For Uber, not for like personal.
It does. It don't matter. I've been in Uber plenty of times.
Well,
I've come
niggas
to
will
here and
trash
told y'all
anyways.
stories.
She
There's
got a
that.
point.
You don't need that.
It'd be
mixtape,
weird.
dude. Like,
Listen, okay? Oh, we got fired. We got fired.
So what have the doctors told you that you have to do, like post surgery, besides like the slowly walking and things of that nature? Like
Again,
what?
more walking. I have to.
Like how's your diet has to change and everything?
Every month, my diet is different. So the first few days I was in the hospital was only liquid. So it was water, tea, and any kind of broth, and Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got out the hospital next week, since the beginning of the month, I've been on pureed food. So I can have food and I can season it how I want. It just has to be pureed, like baby food. So it kind of has to be like mush.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a list that's very specific about the foods I can eat and how I can eat it. I don't really pay attention to measurements because ain't nobody got time for that really.
Facts.
But I make sure everything has to be high in protein, because if I don't have enough protein, like my hair can fall out. I ain't got time for that.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I have really nice, thick, full, long hair. I don't need my shit full. I already wear a wig now. I don't have to wear a wig.
For real.
For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's optional for me.
Nah, I need this shit.
That
Right?
chick from Black Panther.
Be
What?
dumb tight. So I make sure I have lots of protein in every meal I have. If I can't have protein, I measure like protein powder, plain protein powder, and I'll put in like my tomato soup and do it that way. So I can have cottage cheese, pineapple, bananas, pears, peaches, all pureed. Chicken and turkey. I just do chicken. It has to be all pureed. String beans, spinach, and refried beans. I can have that. And I can have ricotta cheese and eggs and skim milk. I like rice milk, but rice milk doesn't have any kind of like real nutrients. Pretty much just water.
Mm-hmm.
So I do skim milk plus.
That's not too bad. At least you got
And,
some variations
yeah,
in
you got
there.
range.
Yeah, so the chicken tastes good. I learned how to finesse it and cook it the way I want. Because the first time I was like, this looks like dog poop, and it's extremely watery. So I just take chicken breast. It comes in a can. I didn't know chicken. You could get chicken in a fucking can, like
Oh
tuna.
yeah, you can.
Like tuna.
That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. And I was in my supermarket like, what the fuck is a can of chicken? Because it kept saying it. It said it on my pamphlet. Like every month is a new meal, how much to have, and then they give me recipes and stuff. And I have specific times I have to eat. So yeah, I just throw the chicken in my NutriBullet with some chicken broth,
Bullet.
ricotta cheese, spinach, and I just blend it up. And once it gets real watery, I put it on the stove with pan because I can't have butter. So I have pan spray, and I just cook it till it gets a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have that with a little bit of beans and spinach. I can't eat a full meal. I wish I could show y'all. Like, I can't eat a full egg. Like, if I have an egg, I can't never finish one egg.
So you gotta like save it for later or something.
No, you just throw it out because eggs taste weird when you eat it later. I tried that.
Yeah.
So with my eggs, I have to put skim milk in it so it can stretch it and make it a little bit more wet. And I throw spinach in it. So it's like a whole bunch of protein in one milk. Because I know the next time I eat, it'll probably be like half a shake. Because I can't even drink a full shake now. It's usually like half a shake. And then I try to get water in. But it's hard because since my stomach is so small, I have to sip my water every couple of minutes. And I get full fast. So I never finish a meal. Like even if you give like baby portions, I probably won't be able to finish that right now.
Damn.
So
and
I try
that's
to
gonna be how it is moving forward.
Yeah, especially if I stick to my diet the way I am now, and my stomach heals very small. Cause some people will eat and they'll stretch their stomach out. So instead of your stomach healing as small as the doctor cut it, it's gonna finally heal as far as you had stretched it. Cause when we eat, our stomach stretch and then it goes back. So my stomach still isn't completely healed yet. So I'm making sure I eat as slowly and stay on track as much as possible, so it can heal as small as it possibly can. So going forward, I probably will never be able to eat a full meal. Even a kid's meal, I probably won't be able to finish eating that. Only because I have to eat slowly. So I'm eating slowly and I'm getting full faster. I can't have any liquids 30 minutes before or after I eat it either. Just so all my food can go down. Because now it's moving slower through my body. So if I've done it a few times. Like I ate and I drank water and I got sick and I threw up. I was at work on Thursday and I had soup. But it had vegetables in it, so I'm like eating the soup and I have to spit the vegetables out because I can't eat it.
That's too hard.
like I don't know what it is. I don't want to get sick and I don't want this surgery to be for no reason. Because when I tell you I was in pain, so I make sure like, listen, I want this soup, but I know I can't have corn and celery, so I'm just gonna sip the broth and then spit that out. The other day I had my omelet, but it was scrambled like really really soft with spinach and a piece of avocado, and I don't know. I ended up throwing that back up. Like it just didn't sit right. So a lot of things my body don't like right now. Like the smell of fried foods just disgusts me at this very moment.
So Stephen, no BBQs after the show. That's not happening.
It just disgusts me. I can have farina though, like cream of wheat. I do cream of wheat with a lot of skim milk.
That's
so.
It tastes really good. Like I do.
If you put some good shit in there.
I put salt, pepper. I have Pam. That's like butter, but it's not. So I spray it in there. And I make it with skim milk. It's really loose. And I make my egg. And I like eat a little bit of that.
Cute.
It's not that bad. Next month I can start eating like broccoli. But it has to be
back on track.
It has to be really steamed to the point like I can like mash it with a fork. So anything I can mash with a fork I can eat. Like super steamed like fish. Everything has to be really soft.
Just cue me go stir fry.
No. And by the time July come, I can have regular foods again. But I don't know how that's gonna work.
Just in time for the summer.
Right, just time for the barbecue. So me take a bite of a hot dog and then be tight because I can't finish it. And I can't drink alcohol until about October.
Well, now you stress.
Like go back to like heavy drinking. I can't do that until about October. But I'm gonna ask my doctor if I can have like wine, which I'm pretty sure is okay. I looked it up, but I can only have like one glass of wine and I'm be lit. So, so there's that. So I'm gonna ask her about the wine thing at least in June. I mean, at least in July, going into August. A compromise somewhere, yeah. But I know girls who got the surgery done and it's been like 4 months for them and they already out getting lit and drinking. I'm like, how
they
did
don't care.
That's
They
crazy.
don't care about their life.
That's fucking crazy.
That's how they end up with the fupa.
All over again. Since you just avoided that for 14 racks and you right
Life
here.
comes full circle.
Crazy. Crazy.
So what's like the biggest like physical changes that you have to make? Like have they told you physically like?
I can't overexert myself. I can't lift anything over 10 pounds.
And that's gonna be moving forward or just temporary?
Just now, just until June. I forgot the exact date, but until June, probably mid-June, I'm not allowed to like lift anything up. I can't overexert myself. Like I can't put too much stress on my body. And going back to work, I was just like, fuck all of y'all. Like I'm going on 30 breaks.
Mood.
I'm going on 30 breaks. I'm not taking you. Don't ask me nothing. Like I'm at a point to where, as you know, like my health
is most important.
It's very important now, and I didn't realize that, and so I had to go. Like that's a big thing to go through, and it really puts things in perspective. Yeah, and being off for those like 2.5, almost 3 weeks, I was able to sit down and think like, this is a big decision that you just made. Don't fuck it up. And now you realize how important your health is. And I'm not going to risk my health for fucking baby shower makeup. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not
baby
going.
shower makeup.
Like, I don't fucking care that much.
He gonna wear the Burberry shirt anyway.
Right?
what you getting fancy
You're not
for?
gonna be together next year. If ain't together now.
Next year.
I'm not gonna.
He's not even gonna be there to sign the birth certificate.
That's crazy. But yeah, that was the issue going back to work. Like, my body was hurting, and again, I went back to work earlier than I was supposed to. They wanted me to stay out for a month. After 2 weeks, I'm physically okay, but a month is more desirable to stay. Yeah, more ideal to like be out of work and not doing anything. So school is fine, but my body's just adjusting to, you know, waking up early, going to work, working, and rushing to school, and coming home. So that's a lot. That was a lot for my body this week. Like, when I tell you my leg is hurt, I was like, this shit is dumb. This shit is dumb.
So you feel good physically. How do you feel like mentally and emotionally? Like, I'm sure there were changes with that as well.
Yeah, like I said, it put a lot of things in perspective. Emotionally, I don't know how I feel emotionally yet. It's just, I don't want to say I feel numb to it, but it's just like a lot happening at once. Like, I'm not sad. I'm not necessarily, oh my God, I'm so excited. It's just like, okay. Like, I don't.
Well, you probably may feel differently once you start to see the changes.
Yeah, like I see subtle changes here and there, especially when I'm getting dressed and stuff. Like, this shirt, this is a bodysuit and it's like mad saggy at the bottom, nigga. Like, nothing fits, and now I'm thinking of ways to like get certain clothes I can't fit right now. Cut.
Oh yeah, I told you about that too. Like, fam,
yeah, like
just
getting
sell
tailored.
it.
Like I really like this.
Just sell it.
No,
like you,
like some
you
stuff.
gotta spending mad bread to get shit tailored.
Like, some stuff I'ma sell because it's legit has tags on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's certain things like now, like this is a fitted bodysuit and it's just not even fitting.
It's the rebirth. It's time.
I want to get my boobs done. My boobs got really small, so I don't wear my bras no more. I wear like bralettes and like sports bras a lot now. It just fits better and it doesn't like hurt me. Cause I'm still healing. I have like a incision underneath my boob, so that hurts when I wear a bra. My waist has gotten a lot smaller. My stomach has gotten a little bit flatter.
No waist Nieema all 2018.
That's not annoying.
Keep it going. Tell these hoes what they're missing.
My coworker.
You bitches can't even spell surgery.
He walked up. Stop! That's so annoying. My coworker, he walked up behind me. He was like, "Nieema, look at your waist getting little." And a couple of clients mentioned it. They didn't know I was having a surgery, so I guess they can see it because I didn't mention it to them. Me personally, I don't see that much of a difference. My face has gotten somewhat smaller. I feel like my shoulder and this like décolleté area has gotten a little bit smaller.
Your neck, your back.
Everything
else.
Stop.
I thought you was gonna sing the Kia song.
I really thought. Look at like, you better not.
I wasn't gonna go there.
So stupid. Yeah. So let's say I was like a 2X, maybe 3X in tops. I'm down to a 1X, and it hasn't been a month yet. I don't think. I'm kind of like down a size and a half, almost 2 sizes. So a lot of my jeans don't fit as well, but I'm gonna finesse that shit because I'm not buying no new clothes right now.
Yeah.
I have mad black clothes for work. But some of my t-shirts I can't wear no more because I look crazy. I look fucking homeless when I put on shirts on. Like, I wore one of the shirts yesterday and I was like, bitch, you should have just wore something else.
Why? Stop it.
Why did you put this shirt on? You look crazy.
Like you wilding right now.
Those Galaxy t-shirts in high school.
Look ridiculous. It was like all the way down. It looked like a dress.
Okay, soldier boy.
That's exactly what it looked like yesterday. I was so embarrassed. Like, this shit.
You.
Stop.
But real quick, you mentioned like how your coworkers and stuff like reacted to your surgery and stuff. Like, how did others around you, like your family and like others, react?
In the beginning process, I spoke about with my sister. She's always supportive of anything. Shout out to Dot. She's always supportive of everything that I do and her. My mom, she wasn't as supportive in the beginning, but I think it was because she was more scared. I think she was more scared and worried about the process and then like post. Certain people and like friends, they kind of threw shade a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was
maybe because they didn't know what you was getting done.
No, because when they asked me, I told them. You know, if they asked, I'm like, yeah, sure, this is what's going on, or whatever the case may be. At the time, I think it was September, and I had just started going to my appointments the month before. So I let them know, and I was just like, yeah, I'm looking into having, weight loss surgery, and, one in particular knew the certain health problems, I guess you could say I was having at the time. So she was like, oh, okay, that's good. Like, I'm happy for you. Like, some people was like really excited. Like, Nieema, I'm excited for you. This is going to be good for you. But, there were friends who were just like, oh, like, you really don't need to have that done, yada, yada, yada. You know, you could just go to the gym. Like, you're taking the easy way out. That's lazy, yada, yada. But when they thought I was getting my body done, and everybody was so fucking excited. But when I mentioned more like a health procedure, it was more like kind of like shady.
They thought they were being supportive, but they were being trash.
You were being a hater. That's pretty much what it was. You know, it was just you was being a hater because you don't want me to look like my Throwback Thursday pictures because you know how it's finna go down. you don't want that. So
they don't want none of the smoke.
They don't want
Their
me to.
Throwback Thursday pictures look the same. Yikes.
They don't.
What was that one? It was like
that.
a meme of a Throwback Thursday. Of like it was supposed to be like how much they changed and all they changed was their shirt. Like they're still the same size. They just changed.
The same shit, different day.
That's what I pictured. And I was like, oh,
nothing was different. Just the shirt.
I didn't get it. I was like,
just
what
the shirt.
happened? What changed? Man, listen.
So we gotta wrap this up. So really quickly, what's the biggest difference between the surgery you had in plastic surgery, and then would you recommend other women to go the same route as you did?
I had my cousin reach out to me when I was talking about it on my IG Snapchat, and she was just like, cousin, I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm going through it too. Like, I really appreciate you, just talking about it because people don't. So she's excited about going through her process. Plastic surgery, it's just like if you want to get your titties done, you want to get your titties bigger. You want to get some lipo, some fat sucked out of here, that's fine. But even if you're a big girl and you're overweight, you get lipo, it's not really shaping your body, and you're not losing pounds. You're just maybe you'll lose pounds, but it's like your eating habit hasn't changed, so you can gain that shit right back.
Yeah.
Health surgery is really about your health. Like, they're cutting up organs in you. I had a sleeve which is less invasive to where some people have gastric bypass, and I think that's the one that everybody know about, gastric bypass and the lap band. Gastric bypass is pretty much they're cutting your intestine in half and they're rerouting everything in your body to whereas instead of it having to go through your small and then large, I think that's how it will go. It's going to go straight to your large and then out your body, which is why people have gastric bypass, like Al Roker and Star Jones. They lose weight so fast. The lap band, they just put like a little, like just think of a rubber band around your stomach to make it tighter. Just do that. Just make it smaller at the top where your esophagus and your stomach connect. And that could be loosened and it can be tightened however you want it to go. My doctor decided that wasn't the best idea for me because I have more chances of getting infection and getting sick. And it doesn't really maintain your weight. If I could be like, hey, can you loosen it up? It's the holidays. I want to eat more. And then it's like, hey, can you make it tighter the summer come? I want to drop like 10 pounds. Like, that's how that worked. And she was just like, no. This surgery is a lot harder than like just going to the gym necessarily because it's a lot. Like, when you look at this thick ass pamphlet that I have to follow every day, it's a lot of fucking work. It's not the easy way out. If anything, it's more work because
it's more responsibility on you. It's more responsibility,
and any little thing could get me sick. I got sick not too long ago, and I just couldn't eat for the whole day. I was like, I can't fucking eat. If I drink water too fast, I burp and it comes up. Or sometimes I know like that last sip is going to get me sick, so I have to spit out food. I was on the train, I was trying to have my shake, and I legit had to like go between the carts and spit the rest of my shake out because I knew I couldn't swallow it. If I did, I would have threw up on the train. Like, it's little things like that I have to think of. I would definitely recommend weight loss surgery for someone who's thinking about it. Like, don't be scared, don't be embarrassed, don't make nobody make you feel bad because this is your life. And if sometimes as you get older, it gets harder to lose weight. It really does. And if you rather go to the gym and work out for a year and a half and 2 years to lose weight, fine. But not everybody wants to go through that. Sometimes this is the best option for some people, and going to the gym might be the best option for you. And it's not saying that I can't go to the gym or I shouldn't, because I still have to, because I still have to maintain the weight loss. I don't want to lose skin, so I have to go to the gym and make sure everything stays tight. And if anybody think about getting it done, I would definitely send out information, or if a family member, I would definitely send out information from my doctor and that whole team, because I think they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah,
to the squad. Stop my ass.
Welcome back. You were greatly missed.
Yeah.
We're all back for the fucking shenanigans.
For those who didn't miss her, fuck y'all.
But I guess it's a fact.
Thankfully, nobody ever has talking crazy to me about you, because I'm not with the shits.
Yeah. They don't want none of that. But.
Yeah, because we all reckless. Yeah, we all reckless. I don't think they've really seen like how crazy we've gotten.
Nah. I have really bad temper. Like, I'm really nasty and disrespectful when I get tight. And I don't want to be that person.
And now she snatched? Oh, baby, watch out.
It's like, it's a problem now. Like,
it's over.
A problem. Like, naked or something else. 18.
Round of applause for that one. Round of applause for that. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, you can catch these shows on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, any and everywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can follow our Instagram pages, the show page, and our personal page. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. It's very important that you do that. You can watch these episodes in its entirety on YouTube. And we also release the extra ignorance segments on there as well for you guys to tune in, an unscripted part of the show. So, yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we check y'all next week. Bye.
Laters.
We are out here. Fuck y'all talking about? Sophisticated ignorance. Are y'all fucking crazy?
That's a fact. Talk
Are y'all
that shit.
Yo, y'all getting me tight. Like, I be out here trying to be humble. Let's not get fucking crazy. Sophisticated ignorance. All right?